Hello, my name is Chris Garcia, and today I'm going to be talking about a 1-week CrossFit program. Each day is going to be broken down and discussed with each movement in between. Each movement is also going to be entailing different modifications that can be able to cater to beginners, intermediates, or advanced athletes. This is to provide different kinds of intensities for each level, but at the end of the day, each of them will be able to exercise at their own individual level and be able to perform to their best abilities. I hope you enjoy. Portion of the warm-up is going to be including a 25-calorie assault bike with calories. This is the machine that we are going to be using for today. This is only going to be used once, as it is in the buy-in. This will be allowing you to increase blood flow. That way, when going into the second portion of the warm-up, you're going to be having an increased heart rate. That way, it can be easier to flow through the movement overall. It's used as a regular bike right here. For wall squats, this is going to be where the person comes very close to the wall. This is going to cause them to bring their chest forward and up and away. This is going to make sure that their knees are going to be driving outwards. With this in mind, they're going to be coming down as low as possible, not making contact, no contact, driving out, coming as low as possible, and then coming back up. That's going to be as 1 rep. The next movement is going to be including hand release push-ups. This is basically where you're gonna be coming into the regular push-up position, fully extended. Right here, your shoulders are gonna be right on top of your hands. You're gonna come down slowly, put yourself all the way to the floor, release your hands, and then without doing the worm, you're gonna be coming back up. As a modification for this, we're gonna be using our knees to give us more assistance and support. But same method though, we're gonna be coming down, slowly, hand release, and then coming back up. Warm-up is going to be inchworms. With the inchworms, you're going to be fully standing up for each rep. You're going to be coming down, walking across until you're in that push-up position, coming all the way to the floor. You don't necessarily need to come straight back up, but make sure they're able to walk back forward right here, and then fully stand up, and then go for next rep. Okay guys, now we're gonna be moving on to our stretching portion. This is where we're gonna be fully warmed up through our warm-up. We're gonna be starting with the hamstring sweep. We're gonna be bringing our left leg a little bit forward, where our heels are gonna be pointed up, our toes are gonna be pointed upward, and our heel at the bottom. We're gonna be coming down. We're gonna be sweeping as low as possible, changing low as possible. The next movement that we're gonna be doing is gonna be the deep lunge, and it's exactly how it sounds. We're gonna be lunging, making sure that we're not hyperextending, coming too forward, or hypoextending where we're gonna be too back. It's gonna be right at parallel level. Right here, you're gonna be putting your leg back, and you're gonna be making sure that your hips are gonna be driving into the floor. So right here, you're gonna be pushing in, pushing at an angle, right here. Once that's complete, you're gonna get up, you're gonna switch over to the next leg, and making sure that we're able to feel that stretch all throughout our inner groin, our quads, and so on and so forth. The next portion where we're gonna be stretching is gonna be called the dead hang. This is where you're gonna be getting onto the rig itself. Your hand grip is gonna be at a normal grip position, meaning here, not reverse or back here. It's gonna be normal grip position, facing palms facing forward. Coming up. You do not engage your back yet. You just make sure that you're able to fully stretch, leaving your weight to the bottom, breathing through, allowing your obliques to fully stretch, your upper and lower back, coming down, and that's gonna be the dead hang. Then we're gonna be doing the scap retractions. This is where you're gonna be engaging and disengaging basically your shoulder blades right here. You're gonna be engaging. So what that's gonna look like is you're gonna be in a regular dead hang position. Then you're gonna engage, up, disengage, engage, disengage, engage, disengage. A really good way to keep this in mind to engage properly is to pretend that there's a pencil in between your shoulder blades, and what you're trying to do is pinch them. So instead of just hanging and having a wide opening, you're gonna make sure that you're pushing inwards to squeeze that pencil. So dead hang and squeezing that pencil, and then coming back down. Now we're going to be moving on to the gymnastics portion. This is going to be where your form is going to be coming into play for your pull-ups. That way you can go into different CrossFit movements of kipping pull-up, going into your butterfly pull-up, and just connecting them in different ways, but we need to start with the foundation. In order to get this, we need to be able to tighten our core, our toes pointed in the right direction, and keep that balance when you're going through that swing to get ready for the kipping pull-up. So with this in mind, this is where I'm in the dead hang right here. This is where I'm going to be engaging my back. My core is 100% loose. So to tighten it, you can see that you already see that dip right here. Tightened, not tightened. Once we get our core tightened, right where it's supposed to be, we're going to be pointing our toes forward. And this is going to be the form that we're going to be looking for the most. You see how I'm swinging? This is not how it's supposed to be. I should have a balance where I'm going to be here and I'm going to be staying still. Now that we can see everything together, we're going to have our core tightened, we're going to have our toes pointed, and we're also going to maintain that balance. So I'm going to be doing one pull-up and I'm going to be taking that rebalancing and then go into another one. So right here, fully engaged, core here, not moving. Now I'm going to swing back and forward. Right here, this is called the kip swing. Right there. So you see how I do one, balance. One, balanced. This is why it's important to make sure that you know those 3 steps before you're able to do the kip swing. That way there's a solid flowing throughout the entirety of the pull-up. Now we're going to be going into the main portion of the workout. It's going to be 5 rounds, meaning that we're going to be doing this 5 times in total, and then you're going to be complete with the workout. What you're going to be doing first is going to be a 200-meter whatever gym you're at, they're going to be able to have a measurement to be able to tell you how far that is and coming back. The main goal here is to be able to be consistent and keeping that tempo and that pace without burning yourself out. The first movement is going to be, or the first section of the workout after the 200-meter run is going to be 5 pull-ups. With pull-ups, there's different modifications. We can have an assistant band with us right here. This is where you're going to be bringing your foot forward right here, fully extending, regular grip position, and then you're going to be using that little swing to help boost you up. Another way of using this is getting this band itself, because a lot of people have a hard time coming up over here. You can put the band down here and have it across. That's going to allow them to fully grip on the sides to make sure that they feel balanced and they're able to go into the pull-up. Another method of going into the pull-ups, besides strict pull-ups, is going to be jumping pull-ups, where they jump up, coming down, going back and up. The next one is going to be, of course, skipping pull-ups right here. And then the next form of pull-up is going to be butterfly pull-ups. This is more advanced. Right there. Then we're going to be going into different kinds of push-ups. The 2 that we're going to be looking at the most is going to be for strict. That's going to be the most ideal. So coming down, we're going to be right here going into regular push-ups, standard. Then we're going to be going into modified push-ups. We're going to be doing the same form, except our knees are going to be down. So right here, coming down, coming up, coming down, coming up. The more that you put your knees forward, the more that you're going to have assistance in it. Then we're going to be going into squats. So with the squats, the goal is to make sure that you're going to be going below parallel. So going below parallel, you're going to be coming down, 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 right here, and then coming up and fully extending with your hips coming forward. If individuals do not have a gauge of where below parallel is, below parallel, we get a medicine ball. A good way for this is to have a medicine ball right here. It's going to allow the person to really understand and assist them to how to do a proper form. Because when you say squat, people get a little confused and they kind of forget how to sit down. So a good way for doing this is to be able to make sure that they're looking up forward, coming up. And you're going to tell them, sit down on the medicine ball. And they're going to be like, oh, okay. So they sit down and they're already at perfect form right here. You see that? So a good way is for them to have this as a gauging zone and coming up and be like, hey, make sure that you tap the ball every time. So their goal is going to be, oh, I tapped the ball, that's 1. Oh, I tapped the ball, that's 2, so on and so forth. This is